All right. Things are rocking and rolling today. I just checking my audio here. Sounds good. Turn that down. Okay. So like literally a minute and a half before I was to go live, my computer said, oh, I can't connect to the comment stream anymore. And I thought, you know, that's what happens every time we have problems. And wouldn't you know it, it kicked me out of YouTube. So I had to sign in again and set up everything. Ugh, what a pain. But here I am. And I think we should be good for today. So glad to see you all. Hey, Becca. Hey, Ms. Tam. So glad you guys are out there. We're going to have fun today. It's week 2 of our latest stamp focus. So, of course, you know, we're using the Face the Sun stamp set from Picket Fence. And I've got a ton of announcements today, so we'll start off with those as people start to roll in. I've been working really, really hard for you guys, and I have the PDF of last month's projects finished. It was literally from cover to cover was 22 pages. It is spectacular. So I'm going to pop a couple things down in the comments area for you to grab. Yeah, totally, Becca. Technology. Okay, so copy, paste. Okay, so the first thing, of course, I should put a little thing in front of here. Supplies. Here's our supplies link. And the second one that I'm going to pop in there. This is this survey I was telling you guys about. So this is a survey about last month's Build a Flower Begonia stamp focus. And if you fill it out today, I'm going to close it probably shortly after the live stream. So that way, just the folks that were on the live stream today can take advantage of the coupon. So let me pop this out here. Okay, so there's the survey link. And let me know if you guys have any problems with it, and I will fix anything if I have to. I think I have it set up so you guys can get in there and do it. It does ask for your email address, but that's just so that it can send you the responses. And the reason I did that is because at the very top, when I welcome you to the survey, it gives you a link to the PDF, and it also gives you the coupon code. So that way you'll have both of those things. So the coupon code will be good through Monday. That's the 17th. And that will allow you to get the PDF for free. After that, I'm asking $5 for it because it's literally 22 pages. It's amazing. So I think you guys are going to love it, and you're going to find it as a really nice companion resource to the videos. There are links within the PDF that will link you out to the products. It will also link you to the videos that coordinate with the projects. So that way you can refer to the videos and watch me do it live and that kind of thing. Relive the memories, right? So funny. Okay, so I got that all done. It's amazing. And I want to show you where you're going to find it on my website. So that way you can really know where that is. Okay, I know the screen just went black. There we go. Okay, so up here, I changed this around a little bit. So right here where it says Stamp Focus Tutorials, that is where you want to go. So for now, it takes you right to the Build a Flower Begonia. But as we have more months, it will add in, it'll go to like a landing page where you'll have a whole bunch of different stamp focus to select from. So you can select the month that you want to look at, and then you can go from there. But this is what all the pages will kind of look like, at least tentatively. So a little welcome, a couple links. This will take you to the PDF. And then down below here, of course, I have some share buttons, so please share. And then links to all the videos. You can watch the videos embedded in here, or you can, of course, go to YouTube and watch them. And then all of these little links underneath link you to the product listing, so you can grab any products that you might need. So I plan on doing this for all of our stamp focus. So I'll start working on the one for Face the Sun, and I will release that next month after we're all done with it. Okay. So that is now available on the blog. And let's see what else. Oh, and then if you want the PDF, just go to add to cart and it'll take you to the product page for it. And you can add to cart and check out. Like I said, when you do the survey, that is up in the comments. So guys, check out the link for the survey in the comments and make sure you're doing that like right now or shortly after. I'll leave it open all night. I'll close it tomorrow morning so you've got some time. But make sure you do that because that's how you're going to get the coupon code for the free PDF. Okay. And then you'll just check out, we'll put in your coupon code and you'll have your PDF. It'll download automatically and you'll have it on your account so you can go in and download it later if you need it again. So let me show you. So let me see if I can do this. Here's some little previews of what some of that looks like. They're very small pictures. Oh, that's not really helping you guys, is it? So anyway, go take a look at it. Take a look at it later. And then, like I said, if you want to see a sample of what the Inspire file looks like, go under the free tutorials, and that will show you what some of the previous ones look like. The multi-project ones, of course, are multi-project, and the single ones are single projects. And it won't scroll far enough for me to show you that. Anyway, that's what I wanted to show you guys. So like I said, just go right here under Stamp Focus Tutorials, and that'll take you to last month's. Yay! Okay. Whew. All right. So that was announcement number 1. Let me pop that down. And so glad to see you guys all popping in. I got some thumbs up, so thank you for those. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you like today's video. I'm so glad to see all of you out there. Becca, Miss Tamp, Nancy, Sue, yay, Lori. Hello, guys. So glad to see you. It has got hot here. It was so humid here this morning that the windows were completely condensated over on the outside. It was so gross, and it's really not much better now. But Brian's out golfing in it, so he can have it. Anyway, so my other announcement was that I picked out our stamp for the next Stamp Focus. So this will be for September. And basically what I did is I went through my pile of non-Alta New stamps and looked to see what I had that I hadn't used yet. And I can't believe I haven't used this stamp set yet. But we're going to use it now because we're going to use it all next month. And it is this awesome stamp from My Favorite Things. It's called Catacorn because it's a little kitty with a unicorn horn. So cute. Tons of adorable sentiments, a little rainbow. I love it. I love it a lot. That's why I bought it to begin with. Of course, it has matching dies. So this will be our stamp set of the month for next month. And after the episode is done here, I will put the link down in the description. I didn't want to give it away ahead of time. But yeah, so this is what we're going to do next month. All right. Let's see. So that's about it. We are about 10 minutes in, so let's get rolling. Of course, we're back into Face the Sun today, and I'm going to flip down to this top. There we go. Move myself a little closer. All righty. So I thought we would go black and white today. I know I gave you a preview last week of a different card, but we're not going to do that one this week. We're going to do these. So don't adjust your screen. We are black and white. And I adore these cards. I think they are gorgeous, just stunning in their understatedness, if you will. So we're going to do some work with graphite pencils and, again, fussy cutting. So I cut right up against the edge on this one and a little bit of heat embossing. This one's actually almost a one-layer card. I stamped and cut this out separately, but it's glued right on. So if I had masked it, it would be a one-layer card, but I didn't. So anyway, that's what we're going to do today. And I wanted to show you guys, I did buy this recently because I only had 2 graphite pencils. I had this one and this one. And these are Artist Loft. They're like full graphite, like this whole thing is graphite with a coating on the outside. And I got these from Michael's, and honestly, I really, really like them. I do have another set that I linked down below from Dick Blick that I am going to get because it will give me like the whole assortment. But I bought these mainly because I wanted the holder for them. But these particular pencils are a real disappointment. They keep breaking. All the leads inside are broken. When I sharpen them, they just break again and break again and break again. So I was very disappointed in that and decided that I wasn't going to futz around with wood and lead pencils for my graphite. I would rather just have the whole graphite pencil. So I did sharpen some of these. I'm not sure if we'll use them or not today. But if we talk about graphite pencils and you're interested and have any questions about it, then I've got some sharpened up and we can look at some differences here. All right, so some of the things that we are going to use though, so I will pull these guys out. I thought I would pull just a few of these because I wanted to see if it would help me with some of the, like I felt like I worked some of that sample card. So I'll pull out a couple of these to see what we think about them. And then over here, I now have two kinds of blending stumps. So this is wrapped paper, and you can't really see that. You can't see it here either. Well, you might be able to, depending on how big your screen is. Let me flip it up so that way I can get it to focus. I try to keep my my other one so that it doesn't focus, because that's really annoying. But when you want it to focus, it doesn't want to focus. Oh, there we go. So I don't know if you can see that, but this one is called a tortillon, and it's basically wrapped paper. So it's just wrapped and folded into the end, versus this kind of thing, which is just pressed paper. The whole thing is pressed, and this is called a blending stump. So blended in and then kind of twisted on the end. And with both of them, I'll flip back down to my hands here. There is this nice little sandpaper type deal that you can use to basically sharpen these, because when you're using them, they're going to get dull. So you use this to sharpen them. And you can do that with both the tortillon and the blending stumps. And that kind of just gets you what you need. So they come in lots of different sizes, depending on the size of the work that you're doing. I find that I'm always using the teeniest of them because working with cards is small work. So there's even one that's even smaller in here. So this is like this is 3/16 of an inch. And this is, oh, these are both 3/16. So I've used both of those. And then there's a couple that are just slightly larger and whatever. So I'll grab one of those and one of those. And yeah. So I liked the binder, but the pencils were a fail. So like I said, I'll be getting more pencils that are just the whole graphite like this. They're a really nice weight, and they work very well, obviously, because there's no lead to break inside. Okay. So we'll start with the easy one, just so that way we can make sure we get through it, and then we can take our time with the other one. So I pulled out, this is like a classic Ulta New set. If you don't have any of the Mega Greetings, I would definitely say take a look at them, because these sentiments are just huge. They fill up a great space on your cards. And then there's, of course, the coordinating dies. A lot of times I either use the die or I use the stamp. I don't really use them in conjunction because it's like a perfect match. Okay, so hello, Paula. Nice to see you out there. Just want to grab the U out of here. All right. And I had to pull out my large MISTI. And this is the new one, guys. Have you seen the new MISTI? It is not terribly different from the old one, except that it's got a couple of features. Like it's got a little handle. It extends over the edge, so you don't have to push your piece of washi tape there anymore to open it. And it's got a little notch here so that you can open it. And then on the inside, the ruler is molded instead of being a sticker. So that's also a nice feature. And this is underneath, which I think it was before. I'd have to look at my mini MISTI, and then of course it comes with like all the same things, but I like to cut a separate piece of silicone instead of using just the foam or the mouse pad or whatever. So I do that. And then it has this little notch over here where your magnet would fit. And that's actually for like the MISTI size magnet. I'm using a different magnet that's slightly larger. So this fits the MISTI magnet in between here. So that's, and then the hinges have a metal piece in between instead of plastic. So it's reinforced just a little bit more. If you already have an original MISTI, is it worth getting the new one? I would say only if the one that you had bothers you, like if some feature of it bothers you that much. Otherwise, I think the one that you have is probably just fine. It only comes in the original size right now too. So, okay. So for this one, I forgot. I am doing some masking. So I did pre-cut some masks because I'm just reusing the masks that I used for my sample. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. So I ended up actually cutting it in half. I thought maybe I would add a third flower in the top, but I decided against that. So, what I'm going to do is pop this up in the top here so that I can get my flower to kind of peek in. And I don't want it to be like, I don't want to see too much of the stem. I just want to pop it in, get most of the flower itself, but just kind of angle it. And this is why I had to use the original MISTI, because the mini MISTI was too small for this huge stamp. And then I'm going to ink it up in VersaFine Clair. So this is a perfect, if you wanted to change colors on this, if you wanted to do it in any number of colors, I would use a VersaFine Clair. Because of the way that the ink just saturates the paper and it lays so nice and it inks up like beautifully. If we have time, I can always ink it up in a different color. All right. So there we go. I mean, it's just too pretty. All right. So I'll clean that off just so that I can move things around and not get my hands all dirty. All right. And I'll clean this off. I'm actually going to flip it around so that I can put my flower in the other way, because this is going to go now on this side. So I'm actually flipping this upside down, and it doesn't matter because you're not going to see the stem here either. All right, it's going to go, kind of like that. That's pretty good. Okay, so now I need to use some of my masks and cover this up. So, this is a stamp set that does not come with a die. So you're definitely going to have to create some masks for this. And because I have it cut in half now, I really need to eyeball where that goes. There we go. All right. So I should have said the only reason I got the new MISTI is because I was actually holding out for it. I am a convert from the Tim Holtz platform. I liked it until it started not stamping in the middle of things. And I realized the reason was because The Tim Holtz platform, the lid is thicker than the MISTI platform, and so it doesn't flex. So if anything warps, you will never get any kind of good coverage. So because this one is actually kind of flexible, you can push into it and it will, and of course it will stamp beautifully. All right, so let me double check that. Looks good. All right, so again, just some more. So if you have a Tim Holtz platform and you're wondering about the differences, that's the one thing I would say is definitely a difference, is that this one has a thinner lid, so it flexes a little bit and you can get better contact more easily. I miss the Tim Holtz platform for the fact that it was open on one end. I dropped my towel. But other than that, I don't miss it at all. Okay. So now I'll pull off my mask, my pieces of mask. Here we go. I'm not going to use these again today. So there we go. I do need to clean this out. All right. You guys are quiet again today. Long week. All right, so let's put in our sentiment. I got it over here. Your precision press. Is that the We Are Memory Keepers one? I've looked at that one before too. Okay, so for the sentiment, I'm not concerned that there's flour underneath it because I'm going to ink this up in black. So it's just going to cover it all up. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, they do all make stamping so much easier. Again, I'm an OG in the stamp world, and we had the Stamp-A-Ma-Jig. That's all we had forever. And trying to teach people how to use the Stamp-A-Ma-Jig was really kind of comical. A lot of people didn't quite understand how it worked, or they threw the plastic part away and just had the handle, which doesn't help either. So there we go. That's nice and dark. Yeah, a lot of people hated the Stamp-A-Ma-Jig, and it was so funny. I mean, for years, I think people would say, "Isn't there something better? Isn't there something better?" And for years and years and years, there was nothing better. And then the MISTI came out, and then everybody wanted something like a MISTI, and here we are today. I did You Amaze Me for my sample, but I think I'll do You Can Do It on this one. You can do it. So yeah, I still have my Stamp-A-Ma-Jig too. Oh yeah, Nancy, I totally agree. I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't have gotten the new MISTI if I didn't already have it. So that was, a conscious decision on my part. I knew I was going to get one. I just decided to wait until the new one came out so I could have the little extra features. It's the same price, so it was worth the wait in my estimation. But yeah, I mean, unless it breaks, you know? There's no reason to get rid of it, for sure. Okay, so I'm going to freehand my sentiment. It's always a risk doing this live because I really don't get right over it, but I rocked that out. I really like these sentiments. They're nice and chunky. So, you know, if you want something a little more bold than the sentiment strip, these are really great. So this was Mega Greetings 2. There's a Mega Greetings 1 and a Mega Greetings 3 as well. I think that's it. Okay. So, here we go. Okay, funny story. These scissors with the cover on them, these are basically the ones made by EK Success, the cutter bees. They're just branded differently for another company, and they come with this cover on them. I had a ton of extras, and from when I used to do live classes, and we had a garage sale, and I had these out, and people wanted to know what they were because they couldn't figure it out. I'm like, take off their scissors. It's too funny. Anyway, I like that they have the protective thing on them because they are so darn sharp. Oh my gosh. All right. Whoa. All right, maybe I should have waited to put that on. That's okay. Okay, so things you can do to this card if you feel like you need to dress it up a little bit. I kind of felt like both of the sunflowers were smashing into each other. And so I added in just a little bit of blending. So I just took a little bit in these spaces here. Just these little tiny V's. You know what's nice about working with graphite? It's that it's not an alcohol marker, so it's not like it's going to dry and you have to like try to reinvigorate it to make it blend. You can work a little more slowly if you need to. And also you can erase it if you don't like it. So I just wanted to get a little bit of differentiation between the two flowers. And this one down here was clearly in front of the one back here since we masked it off. So that's where our shadow would go, making the one behind it a little darker. And I wasn't going for any kind of specific shading, just a general shadow. And that was enough for me. Now, if you feel like you've got too much on there, you can just take like a kneaded eraser is perfect for this. This is not a great, this is the kneaded eraser that came with the kit, and it's like not super great either, but it'll work. And I just dab on here to pull up some of the graphite. And then I can come back in and do any reblending if I need to. So there we go. Do I shadow the sentence? I did not, but you totally could. So if you wanted to, you could just do, you'd have to, I think you'd have to decide where the shadow is going for a sentiment like that. So if you want, pick a side. And you see how I'm using the long side of the pencil. That's what I like kind of about these being all graphite, is that you don't have to worry about the wood and there not being any graphite there. There's plenty of graphite there. So I just picked basically the right side of everything. Oops, and I missed this part of the U too. I guess I need to come back and do the Y as well. I guess the point of this exercise is that you could shade anything you wanted to. If you wanted to do the sentiment, you could do that. If you wanted to not do it, you don't have to. If you wanted to get more detail in to the flowers and shade those more, you definitely could do that as well. There. So this one just has a little bit of shadowing, if you will, in between here. And then this one has it in between and then around the letters. No, you don't. Okay, so let me show you. The graphite pencil, it has a painted outside or a lacquered coating or something. So this outside, even though this is technically graphite, it's like dipped in paint, basically. So you don't get anything on your hands, see? But this whole thing is graphite. So like I said, then you're not contending with the wood and, you know, is this lead in here going to break? See, look, this is what happened to all of the pencils that I got in that set, is that they were all cracked and down the inside. When you get one like this, the whole thing is graphite. So it's not going to crack unless the whole piece breaks, right? So these I think I like those better. There. And then just pop this on a card base. I looked at this and I was like, it started to pop off the page a little bit at me. I was like, oh, wow, that looks, oh, no, it's not. It's flat. So there you go. Now you could add things to this if you wanted to add some sequence. You could do that. That would be really cool. Black sequence or even gold sequence, whatever kind of sequence you wanted to use, or enamel dots, or I need to get myself some of those Nouveau drops because they look pretty cool. How do you sharpen the graphite pencils? You sharpen them just like any other pencil, just a regular pencil sharpener. So let me, it doesn't matter, electric pencil or little teeny tiny pencil sharpener, whichever you prefer or whatever you have. It just sharpens like any other pencil, except that instead of getting the wood shavings, you know, you just get a whole bunch of graphite shavings. And there you go, a nice sharp pencil. So no special equipment needed. Maybe just a little bit better because it doesn't have the wood on them. All right, so there we go. First card is done. All right, so I'm going to take a 2-second break here, and I'm going to pop in those links again. So again, if you guys, I would appreciate it if you would take this survey. Whoops, copy. All right. Take the survey. It's about last month's stamp focus, so that I've got some feedback to improve on and see where you guys are at with a few things. It also has information in there on how you can get the PDF from last month's projects for free. It's got a coupon code in there. It is going to ask for your email, so that way it can send you the survey, your survey responses, and then it'll turn the links into hyperlinks, and then it'll make it easier for you to get to the PDF. So that's the only reason why I'm asking for email address. If you have any problems with the survey, which I'll leave it open tonight and close like tomorrow morning, or if you have any problems with the coupon, trying to get the PDF, etc., it also has my email address in there. Just email me and I'd be happy to help you guys out. So there you go. Of course, if you're enjoying today's video, give me a thumbs up. It helps me to get found in search results. Crazy. And also share out the video. There's a little share button down there. You can share it out on Facebook, other social media, etc. I've got all the links to the products we're using today down in the description. So if you need any of these supplies and because you want to do some of these projects, of course, they're there. And I do need to let you know by law that they are affiliate links. So if you click on them and make a purchase, I may get a small commission at no additional cost to you. That's the important part. And that money goes right back into my crafting education right here and keeps broadcasts like this free for you. So there we go. That's like my mid-reel PSA. Okay, so second card, a little more in depth, but really not too difficult. Again, you can do as much or as little graphite on this as you want. I went kind of crazy with it. So I think for today, I'll do a little bit less and then we'll see where we end up. Okay, so let's start off with the background. Background is just straight up heat embossing. And I don't even know. Oh, the only reason I'm putting this in my MISTI is because it's a huge stamp. So as long as that all gets covered, then I'm good. Make sure I'm going the right direction. Yeah. Okay. So I could use the VersaFine Clair to do my heat embossing with because it doesn't dry so fast that you can't do that. But I can also use just a Versamark or another embossing ink. And I'm going to do clear. You could do black. You could do a color if you wanted to add something in, or you could do white if you wanted to go like super high contrast. All sorts of things. Yeah. When I was putting these samples together, I was like, oh, after I did the first card, which actually this was the first card that I worked up in the samples, I was like, I just have to do a black and white day. Because it's so pretty. Okay, I keep looking at the card we just finished, the one that I added the graphite to the sentiment, and I keep thinking that it's popped up off the page. So that's amazing what just a little bit of graphite will do to add a shadow and make it look like, poof, it's popping off the page. Right. Put that over there. Give that a minute. Cool. So have you guys seen any cool techniques lately? Anything fun and new that has piqued your interest? I'd be interested in hearing what you guys are looking at out there. Always trying to keep on the up and up with new trends and things. I did not do any slimline cards for this group. But I will for the for next month for sure. Those little cats, like I definitely have to do some slimline with that. Okay, so that looks really pretty with the not heated up embossing powder on there that I got everywhere. Let me pull out a silicone. So this mat is not. It's a self-healing mat, but it's not heat resistant. So if you use your heat tool on one of these kinds of mats, it will buckle it and it will not go back. So I always put down a piece of silicone. Black poppies with craft and metallic wrapping. That sounds cool. Is that the poppy stamp set from Ultimatum? The paint a flower? So loud. But that's the only thing I'm heating up today. Okay, so I had this question that just popped into my head, and it's totally unrelated, but I want to know watercolor. Do you guys like watercolor pan sets, liquid watercolors, like in the brushes or in the droppers, or watercolor pencils? Which do you like the best? I'm interested to know. I thought I had a preference, but now I'm not so sure. And yeah, I just want to know. Pop up out style cards. Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? Like Miss Tamp, the one that I forget what they call those kinds of cards. It has like an opening in the middle, but then it's got like different layers in the back. So when you fold it flat, and then you open it up, you fold it flat to send it, but then you open it up to like a shadow box kind of card. Is that what you're talking about? Because the kitties would be really cute in one of those cards too, wouldn't they? Oh my gosh, you guys are giving me tons of ideas. So maybe next month I can work in some fun folds. Generally speaking, those are called fun folds. All right, so this was a 4x5 1/4 piece. So we've got a nice white border that's going to go on here. And I will tell you, if you guys don't remember last week when I was telling you about all the projects that I did for this month, all the backgrounds were already made. They all came from my scrap bin. So I had this black wood paneled piece, and it was even on a card base and everything in my scrap bin. I must have had it in my scrap bin for a year. So I was really happy to use it. Okay, let's do the stamp too. So this is Mega Label Love. This one came out recently from Altenew. It's just like their other label stamp sets where it's like a Dymo labeler. So the letters are not perfect. And sometimes they can be hard to stamp. Let's see. I did thanks on this one. I don't want to do hi. It's too short. Could do hello. Let's just do hello. So when I stamp with these, I like to grab the piece of foam. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Why isn't this working? Hey, there we go. So awesome. Yep, I'm not quite sure what happened there, but fingers crossed it doesn't happen again. Okay, so we were talking about watercolors. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see. Pop-up cards, yes. Gatefold cards, awesome. Gatefolds are awesome, classic. The Alta New, but you haven't gone that way yet. I found the pens to be hard to start using, but now that I'm using them, I really like them. Let's see. You have a hard time with all of them. Okay. The pans that you can refill from tubes. Yeah, I've seen that before too. I think that's really, really cool. The pencils are great for touches in small areas. Yeah, so that's, I guess, what I'm kind of interested in, and maybe doing a video or some kind of discussion on different types of watercolor mediums and what they're good for. So I guess that's kind of why it came to mind. Anyway, sorry about that interruption. Hopefully YouTube continues to be okay with us. All right, so like I said, I always pull out a piece of foam or something to stamp on when I'm using these label stamps. So let's see. This one should work out good. And I find that that really helps me to get good, good coverage, and it helps keep the letters nice and clear. So that's my little trick for using these little label stamps. So I'll let this dry. Not that I really need to. It'll dry real quick. But I'll set that aside. We'll cut that out later, but it's ready to go. And we will do our stamp. Oh, so I forgot to tell you guys some good news is that we are getting internet upgraded in our house. So not until September, but we are getting an upgrade. So looking forward to that, because that means I'll have higher speed here, and I will hopefully not have the buffering problems to worry about anymore. Okay, so I'm just stamping up the whole image on a piece of Accent Opaque 80 pound. There we go. Oh, you know what? Something else I wanted to ask. Yeah, so our internet is kind of okay right now. We have one company that's really kind of crummy, but it's all that our subdivision has right now. And we're on a business plan because we run a business from our home. And it's been okay, but we're going to be able to get like 4 times the speed, 5 times the speed for the same price with our new upgraded internet. So they ran fiber in our entire neighborhood. So super fast. I'm very happy about it. What was I going to say? I don't know. My brain's going a million different places. Survey went well. I got the code. Oh, awesome. That's fantastic. I'm glad, Miss Tam. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. So another question about products that I have on my website. So the Accent Opaque, this paper that I love. Honestly, I really had a hard time pricing it because it's so cheap to just buy the ream. And I was talking with my husband about it. He says, well, you know, some people order in less quantities because they don't have space for it, which I totally get. But then you have to pay the premium on the shipping. And I guess that's just the way it is. But, you know, I'm thinking if I could pay $14 for a ream of paper, why am I going to pay, you know, $14 for 50 sheets of it, you know? So, I mean, I put it out there because I want you guys to be able to try it if you want. Would you like something even smaller that is a sampler pack that would be like, say, 3 or 4 sheets of each, maybe even pre-cut? So they would be like card bases and card fronts, or maybe just a few sheets of each. And, you know, I would charge, I don't know, probably $2 for it or something, because the packaging would cost more than the paper at that point. Thoughts? I'm just trying to like get you guys, you know, if you're interested in trying out the paper, a way for you to be able to do that. That makes sense. So if you have any thoughts on that, I'm all ears. Because I can't tell you how much I love this paper. I know everybody uses, anyone says use Nina Solar White. Well, I used Nina Solar White for a long time, and it's expensive. And it's not as white as this paper is. And this paper blends just as nice as Nina does. It takes ink just as amazing as Nina does. But it's half the price and it's whiter. So that's my rant on paper. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm just taking little bits of graphite, and I'm using, I mean, like literally when I'm putting in my graphite, did you see that little mark that I made there? You see this little teeny tiny mark? Okay, let's see how far I can get that to spread. That's a lot of graphite, okay? So it doesn't take much. Even though you can erase it, you don't want to have to do rework, right? So put just a little bit of graphite down and blend it out. That's the key to graphite. I mean, it's kind of the key to all coloring, right? You start with less because then you have more control and you can always add more. Remove cardstock, buy from Staples. Yeah. So Sue, I would encourage you to check out the Accent Opaque. It's international paper, so it's made in the United States. I don't think they carry it at Staples, but the price is so cheap on it. And if you do Amazon Prime, you can get it Prime. So you're not paying for the shipping and you can get it fast. The 100-pound cardstock, I just absolutely adore it for card bases. It is just the right weight. All right. Awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Lori. Yeah, so I don't mind having the listing out on my website because I always have it in that house anyway. So it's not like I'm keeping it special for shipping out to people. I'll keep it out there for sure, but just looking for some creative ways to get it in your hands and see if you like it as much as I do. I figure if I can pay less for cardstock that I really like, that's giving me more money for other things like stamps and watercolors and dyes and stencils and all the other fun things. I mean, a white card base is not exciting. Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool. Yes, the link down in the description, the Amazon link is an affiliate link. So please, I appreciate it if you would like to use it. Otherwise, just, you know, search for it. The 80-pound and the 100-pound are actually on the same page, but when you select either 80 or 100-pound, it will give you a different link for it as far as like affiliate links are concerned, but it's the same listing. All right, so see, like I'm just sitting here like chatting with you guys and I'm just coloring, and this is a really nice way to spend some time. All right, so I think that does me for the leaves. Oh, I guess I need to do a little bit of the stem here. remember last time we talked about the stamp kind of being good for beginners in shading because it does a lot of the shading for you with all of the black detail in it. So all you really need to do is follow that black detail and add in some more graphite to it. So I'm just add a little bit down these little center bits here. That gives that a little bit more depth. There we go. Okay, so now that I'm into Sue, all you need to do for Altenew, just click on one of the products below that takes you to Altenew, and that will link you up with my affiliate link. So you can click on any product on my blog that links to Altenew or anything down in the description that links down to Altenew, and it will have, I think I have them shortened, so it will be like ALN, something like that. Anyway, ALT, that's what it has down there. That will link you. So, and you just need to click one link. It will then take you to my affiliate linked store. Okay, so for this, I am just adding a little bit of extra graphite to these dark areas, kind of just like we did last week where I said, oh, just follow these little dark lines. And I just want to blend them out. So on this sample, I got really, really dark in these recesses. I'm going to try to go just a little bit lighter today and see what we think. Is it even necessary to do this? Probably not. But I think it just adds it to something, adds a little bit of something to the stamp other than being just stamped. Yeah, so Becca, we are at 5 o'clock. And I'm glad that I did everything else first. So I'm actually going to do less on this so we don't spend forever. And let's see what we think about it. All right, and then I've got extra graphite on here, so I can just kind of use it up, right? Why not? All right, so I need to do some fussy cutting. And on this one, I actually fussy cut right up on the line. I can't wait until I get my scan and cut. Although I'll have to figure out how I would want to do that. I would have to pre-cut it, I think. Or be like, by the magic of TV, here's the one I already have finished. Which, you know, is an okay thing to do too. And just like last time, I'm not going to go like into all of the little recesses here. You will love it mostly and occasionally not. I keep hearing that, like every once in a while it decides to be like wacky and not cooperate. You know, that's always when you're trying to get a project done. Like maybe you're just trying to finish or you're running late on something and you just want to be done. And it just decides, no, I'm going to cut through all the pieces incorrectly. Yeah. Yes. That's the truth of all technology, though. It knows, like, it just knows. Miss Tamp, you're so funny. Yeah, I spent many years fussy cutting because we didn't have any other choice. So I'm pretty good at it. Although if you watched me, shoot, when was that? Monday on the Alton New Live on their Facebook page when I did the Craft a Flower Daisy. I was demonstrating how to use the scraps for it. And so I was cutting around the outside of it in just, a free form kind of way. And I kept cutting into the whole thing. And I ended up with like these little wonky pieces, but it worked. I mean, I didn't have to, and I guess I wasn't really concerned about it. And I was then able to show people that, yes, you could still use these pieces. They fit together. And once you glue them, nobody will ever know that they were cut in half. But yes, that's the worst part of fussy cutting, but I'm actually pretty good at it. So over on the Alta New channel, Jen Reza just did this reenactment of a poem that one of their employees, Noor, wrote. And it's so funny. It's something about why I don't fussy cut anymore or something like that. And it's really adorable. Jen is such a great actress. Come on. See, this is where I would end up cutting into it because I'm like, I just want to be done cutting this. All right, guys, so we are wrapping up here. I hope you had a fun time today. Oh, you know who we were missing was Heidi. I hope she's doing okay. I know the last time she had a migraine, wasn't feeling good, something. I'll have to catch up with her separately and get the coupon code to her. Anyway. So close. Almost done. These little wispies are the hardest part, and I'm not really concerned about if I cut the little ends off or not. So I'm not trying to be perfect with them. Oh, I thought I had that piece cut. There. Ta-da! All right, so for a little bit of contrast, back problems. That's right. That's what she was having. Okay, so I put foam adhesives on the outsides here. Yes, but not on the inside. So that's all I need. Let's see. Wow, Paula, that's crazy. So they don't, 4 reams. Wow, well, it's heavy. So they don't carry it overseas, I guess. Like I said, it is an American-made paper, so that would be the difference. And yeah, it would cost me a lot to send it to you internationally too. So that's a bummer. All right, so you see what I'm doing here? I'm kind of mixing my adhesives. So I've got the foams on the outside, and then I've got the liquid adhesive in the middle. And then what that's going to do is give me extra dimension. So make sure that that is down. All right, and then I can pop this guy off. There you go. See, so he's kind of, I don't know that you guys can really see that on the video, but in real life, you can definitely tell it kind of sinks in a little bit, and it helps the leaves to and the petals to pop out a little bit. And then with the label, I didn't want to cut all the way around just the black. I wanted to leave a little border so that way it would pop off the page. Otherwise, it just got a little lost. There we go. And then I'll add some booms to this one too. And that's it. Yay. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, don't forget to do the survey so you can get the coupon. The coupon is good through Monday. So make sure you redeem it and get your PDF so you can relive all the memories of everything that we did last month. And there you go. So I'm so glad you guys stopped by today. We had a good time. Don't forget to tell all your friends about all the fun that we have here. It would be great to have even more people. So get some more folks on the bandwagon. And we will be back next week with another sunflower. And I haven't decided, I mean, obviously we have 2 more weeks this month, and I've got 2 more sets of cards. So I haven't decided which one we're going to do yet. Oh, actually, yeah, I have. So the one that I previewed for you last week is the one that we're going to do. So we're back into metallics next week. So that'll be fun. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and you get some craft time in. Of course, if you're out on social media, I'd love for you guys to tag me. So do that at Pixel Mavens Retreat, and I'll find your stuff and leave some comments. And I'd love to see what you're working on. Don't forget about the Sketch Starter Challenge too. That is out there going on right now. And I did leave like 4 sketches for you to pick from this month. So lots of choices for you to join up with the challenge. So I will see you guys next Thursday. And until then, I hope you have a great weekend and a great week. Bye.